All right, so now we'll be looking at doing the tablet and mobile versions. In here, we have a simple Webflow dropdown. You can Control E on Windows, Command E on Mac. Dropdown, use that. The structure here is that inside of it we have, let's only use one div here so that it's not complex. It's as simple as possible. And here, the way that this structure is structured is that we have a div which only has the title and the icon, and then we have the div inside of it, which is basically the absolute div, which houses the mega menu. Now, because this is set to absolute, it's looking for a parent to expand itself on, right? It's looking to make it full width and height. So that's why we need to make sure that the drop down list is set to static and the drop down wrapper itself is set to static. Otherwise, it's going to try to fill these. And as you can see, like this space is small, it's not going to work. We want it to be full width and height of this nav menu so that we can only focus on one thing. We don't want to like see part of this menu and then part of that. That doesn't work, right? So that's why we're setting these. Next, what we have here, the way that why is this structured like this is that let's say you want to duplicate this, right? You want to use more down the line, you're not sure currently, so that you don't have to create like new interactions each time, unique interactions, making sure you're targeting the correct menu. So what we're doing here is that in this interaction, right, we're looking for this absolute div, the one that houses the actual content for the submenu, and we're looking for a sibling. So this means that this interaction, this trigger, is going to look for the sibling with this class and trigger it, right? It's not going to show a different one. It's not going to show all of them. It's only going to show the sibling. And what does a sibling mean? A sibling is basically like if you're a family, right? Your brother or your sister, you're equal within the family structure, right? Your brother is not your parent. You're not, the parent is outside of it, and it's not your child, where a child of this would be the text inside of it. So it's looking for an equal with the same class, and it's triggering that, right? So let's say we want to duplicate this, and in the second one, let's only leave one, and in the third one, let's leave two, right? And we just duplicated that, right? It takes the interactions itself, and you click on it, you see 4, 1, 3, 2, sorry. Now, you see that you don't have to do anything special. The only thing that you have to make sure is that when you're creating the close interaction, which in this case is linked to the close button here, the back, is that the interaction is set to look for a parent. It's not a sibling in this case because this is the child of this div, of the absolute div, and it's inside of it. It's basically born by it, right? That's why it's called a parent. This is the parent, this is the child, and these are the siblings. So navlink to navlink are related in a sibling way. This is their parent, and these are its children, right? Um, the way that this interaction works is basically what we're doing is the the absolute div is hidden, then it's moved 200% um, on the x-axis, then it's shown, and then it's moved to 0%, right? So what it's doing is that, let me hide this so that it actually works. And what we have here is that it's basically doing this, right? It's coming in from the left. When we close it, what we're doing is that simple, just reverse everything and make sure that it's only set to parent and not sibling. We have it shown and at 0%, then it's moving back, and then it's hidden. And that's that. Um, that's how simple it is. Just make sure that uh, these links inside of this submenu, right, inside of the mega menu, all of the interactions like that shows the submenu and the back button, which hides it, make sure that these aren't link blocks or links or text links, anything that's link. Because what's happening is that inside the once you click on something, it'll close the nav menu if it's a link, right? Because it's expecting you to either take you to an anchor link on the same page down the page, right, or a different page, and it's closing it. So what we're doing is we're setting the div to use a cursor pointer, and the same goes for the back button, right? Cursor pointer. Now, for tablet and mobile, you don't see a cursor when you're using a device, right? You're using your finger, but it's nice to have just in case someone views it on a computer using a responsive tool, whatever. It's nice. It's a nice practice, and that's why it works right now. You click on it, it works, perfectly. And let's see what happens if I set this to be a link. So open this. Let's convert to link block. Never mind the style. So we open the mega menu. What happens? It closes, right? So make sure that all of these interactions within the sub menu are regular divs, text blocks, whatever, until obviously a user gets to an actual link that they want to press. Like here, these are actual links, but these would obviously take them here. In this case, it just says home two times, but this would obviously take the user to a different page or to the page, on the same page, but to an anchor link down there, however you style it, or to maybe a completely different website, doesn't matter. The only time you should use links is when the user is at the end of the flow, right? So they click on it and the action happens, not until you're showing them the links. So that's the only thing to keep in mind of. And that's that. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.